Welcome to today's episode of the Playbook Pod. I'm here with Elijah and our special guest for today to talk about the Eagles game and the college football playoff. My boy Evan, or as he would like to call himself, Jalen Hurts' manager. How you doing
I'm
today, Evan?
I'm doing great. I'm officially here today to keep up the Jalen Hurts agenda. Jalen Hurts threw four amazing interceptions today. I've never seen anything like it. Jalen Hurts is a one of a kind, especially as talent. Oh my God, man, I'm so happy to be here today. So happy to be here with you guys.
Okay, so
Glad to have you, bro. Glad to have you. Glad to have
we're
you.
glad to have you today.
See
So
me out here on the
this is
field right now.
Bro.
so if you this is being recorded, this is about 30 minutes after the game just ended and Jalen Hurts
Not
just threw an
not
interception
even.
in the game. We are literally recording the second the game was over. So we're gonna just jump into it. The Los Angeles Chargers beat the Philadelphia Eagles 22-19. Justin Herbert 12 for 26, 139 yards, one touchdown, one interception. He was sacked 7 times. We're also gonna get into that. And the main topic of the day, Jalen Hurts 21 for 40, 240 yards, zero touchdowns and four interceptions, a fumble, and one sack for 9 yards. As you can see, as you know, I'm not an Eagles fan. Evan is not an Eagles fan.
I'm not an Eagles fan. Fly Eagles, fly.
Today is the day we get to embarrass and make fun of the Eagles. So I'm not going to talk about Jalen first. We're going to let the real Eagles fan, Elijah, talk about his
Yeah,
Philadelphia
yeah.
Eagles.
Explain your pain to us.
Today was the worst game of Jalen Hurts' career as a professional quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles, and he actively lost us this game. And there are a lot of times where we hard stress to find Jalen Hurts mistakes that lead to losses, and this is the second time this year this has happened, and this is the biggest scale it's been on. I mean, four interceptions, the three picks that were his fault in my opinion. Just like there's just sometimes as NFL quarterbacks where you see the throw and you just have to question why they threw the ball. It happened a good double digit times today with Jalen Hurts, and he got punished for it. With the three picks, he had the one pick that was also dropped by AJ Brown, which I don't believe was on him, but he threw a bad ball to him, and AJ Brown, he had his hands on it, couldn't fully corral it, bad ball. But I want to mainly focus on two of the interceptions, and that was the one earlier in the game against it was when Tyre Tate got the interception, I believe, the defensive lineman that dropped back into coverage. It was a great play design from the Chargers there, and it worked. They blitzed the Mike linebacker down, dropped back into coverage, and when Jalen saw that middle field's going to be open, but right after that, D tackle dropped back and got the pick off of it. And what a crazy sequence of events that was because he big bull got the pick, he fumbled it, Jalen Hurts picks it up and then fumbles again. I don't. He had two turnovers on the same play, and it just was terrible. It was absolutely terrible from Jalen Hurts today. It was terrible from the offense today. Only scoring 9 points up until the fourth quarter, and then it took a fake tush push toss to Saquon Barkley to score only touchdown of the game. It's been the same thing every week. The offense hasn't been able to show it up, and while the defense has balled out, and our defense balled out today. But this loss is specifically on one person today, and we think we all agree on that, and that's Jalen Hurts. And today, play at the end of the game in overtime. We just got the ball. We just had a penalty to go our way. We just had the offsides go our way, not even a couple plays before the interception. And Jalen Hurts, he tried to force it, tried to make a play, and it didn't work. And I really don't have much more to say. It was a worst game of Jalen Hurts' professional career, and it's hard to defend. You can't defend it. So terrible football today from my Philadelphia Eagles.
100%. But it's just a small question. When that three turnover play was going on, what was like your live reaction? Like,
Live reaction. I wasn't too mad at the interception at first because I seen the play design. You saw it develop with the linebacker faking the blitz down, drop back to coverage. But
okay.
after seeing the replay of it, oh my God. Oh
Yeah,
my
I just
God.
watched the replay right now.
Oh my God.
We're supposed to be NFL quarterbacks, bro.
We are supposed to be NFL quarterbacks. And when I mean now the thought process behind the throw is not bad, but
My bad.
looking at the field itself, when you have a meatball, he's like Tyre Tate is 5'11", 350. He's a nose tackle. He's a
Yeah.
big man. He's not hard to miss, especially in those powder blue uniforms. I just don't know how you don't see that big of a person standing right there in front of your receiver. And then the sequence that followed it, I mean, it's something out of Monsters Inc. Like it was a Looney Tunes play, and we saw it on the Monsters Inc. broadcast how crazy it was. But it's just I can't have any words. I'm really quick to defend my quarterback, but tonight I can't find the words. I can't find it in me to defend him after how he played tonight.
I feel like we should, I'm actually not the guy for this. I feel like you should be more looking for the positive. But positively, y'all had a great defensive game, though.
That's the thing every week though. We've
Yeah.
had great defensive games for the whole basically the whole season. Our defense has always been there. They almost always showed up. It's always the offense. And the problems with the offense, they're still here, and it was just magnified because Jalen Hurts threw 4 interceptions tonight. It's just I'm playing it down, but it's catastrophically how bad he played tonight. It was the worst game of his career, like by far. So
Nah, I agree. It was very bad on Hurts, but I do want to bring one thing up. You guys are on a 3-game losing streak, and the biggest notice to me from that losing streak is the run defense. In the past 3 games, you guys have let up 578 rushing yards.
that is true.
This is the most Vic Fangio has let up in a 3-game stretch throughout his whole career. Last week against the Bears, the most rushing yards allowed in Vic Fangio's whole career in a single game. In 3 games, you guys have let every team run the ball over you nonstop. Tonight, Justin Herbert had 66 yards and ran the ball 10 times on his own. That should never happen. A quarterback should not be that comfortable to run on the defense, especially that good. God, defense is very talented. That's the starter for me. And also talking about tonight, usually we can put the blame on the offensive line. We can put the blame on Saquon not playing well, receivers, whatever. We can't put that blame on nobody but Jalen Hurts, as you said. Saquon Barkley today had 20 carries for 122 yards and 1 touchdown. That's Saquon numbers from last season. That's kind of on par of Saquon numbers from last season. A.J. Brown, 100 yards, 6 catches. Dallas Goedert, 8 receptions, 78 yards. Devontae Smith, 4 receptions, 37 yards. Like, your guys are actually showing up in the game. Before we used to say it was the plays. Then we tried to say they were just not playing good. Today, it was nothing but the man at the helm, the quarterback. Jalen Hurts, for the past few weeks, and I've said all season, looks like he just can't hit the open guy. He doesn't like to throw his checkdowns. He doesn't want to throw his checkdowns. His deep ball hasn't been that accurate this year compared to last year and previous years. So he just looks all over the place. When he's in the pocket and pressure is coming, he'll take a sack. He's not very jumpy as he used to be to get out the pocket and run. Before last season, the season before, when pressure came, Jalen Hurts just ran. He didn't think about trying to throw the ball. I'm going to go get my yards. I got an extra down to get it done. Now it just looks spooked. He doesn't want to run. And when he does run, he doesn't know if he can't commit to the run. He wants to run, still throw. Like, look at the last play, for example. They threw a pick on in overtime to Jahan Dotson. He's running right, trying to get out the pocket. You can run and just get out of bounds. Take a few yards. We have 4 downs. We're in 4 down territory. He's got a first down at Dallas Goedert. You're moving the ball very well. You force a ball into a very tight coverage that gets batted. It turns to a pick. We don't have to force that before. We have 3 more downs. It's be second half. We have 3 more downs. That does not have to be forced. It's like Jalen doesn't know. It's like he's in his head so much. That's what it looks like. It's like he's in his head. It looks like he doesn't know what's going on. Because Jalen, in my opinion, he's still a good quarterback. I think he's a great quarterback. I really do think he is. But right now, the stretch that he's on is not good. He doesn't look comfortable. Now, you could say it's the offense. The play calls have not been great all year. Vic Fangio has not been great all year. Not Vic Fangio, I'm sorry. Kevin Patullo. I would never talk about Vic Fangio in a bad way. I'm sorry. Kevin Patullo, that guy right there. He can't call plays. We've seen that all season. Tonight was not one of those nights. The run game looked good. The O-line looked pretty good. You got down to overtime. You missed. Well, A.J. Brown had 2 drops. You missed one for a touchdown. He dropped one he dropped one later in the game. But then you throw 4 interceptions. 2 of them, there was nobody near the guy. You just threw him right to him. You threw a red ball like you were playing college football.
Should have been 5 too. That's the crazy part about it.
Should have been 5. Then you threw an interception, got it back, and fumbled. That's something that happens in like The Simpsons. Like that doesn't just happen normally. That doesn't happen for a quarterback of your caliber. So I don't know what's going on with Jalen. I'm trying to figure it out. I've been trying to figure it out this whole year. I don't know what's going on with him. He's got to figure it out. You guys are now 8-5. Listen, if you guys want to compete
Only
for another Super Bowl, you guys got to get it together. And he's got to be the guy to get it together.
That's what I was gonna ask. So I was gonna say, what do y'all really think the problem with Jalen Hurts is? Like, is he watched at 27 years of age, or is it?
it's for me. Take away one positive from the night is that I know something we always knew that this defense, outside of the questionable run defense at the time, as Bryce pointed out, the defense is good, and we've seen that tonight. They've come out and they made stops when they needed. It's just offense can't do anything. And actually, one positive I took away from the offense tonight is that with Nick Sirianni more involved in play calling, we saw more motion, but we also saw less of under center work. But I like the use of motion. I like the use of that's probably one thing. I like the use of motion tonight, and if we can combine that with actual good route concepts, I think I can't even say it right now because it's been questionable the offense been questionable the entire year. But it's one positive I take away from the games that we use a lot of motion, and good NFL offenses use a lot of motion. So it's not a lot of positive takeaway. Only positive is that we play the Commanders twice and the Raiders rest of the season. No, we play the Bills. Play the Bills and then we play the Commanders twice and the Raiders. So we have a favorable schedule end of season. Hopefully we can still hold on to the division. He can break the 24-year NFC East curse. And as for the Chargers tonight, their defensive unit really impressed me because you think of the Chargers, they don't have a lot of like big names on that defense. Probably biggest name on that defense is Derwin James and 33-year-old Khalil Mack. Outside of that, like as Joe Buck and Drakeman were pointing out throughout the broadcast, they're a very well coached group. They don't allow the big plays. You saw a lot of too high safety shells tonight for the Chargers, and that stopped the big playability of the offense. Because a lot of the offense this year has been those big shots, and when they connect, and rarely connect, they hurt big, and the Chargers did a good job of stopping that. And Saquon, he had his big game on the ground, but weren't able to capitalize it on offense. But Chargers defense is definitely a legit group. As for the offense, that O line is banged up to hell. You can't have your quarterback taking 7 sacks in the game, especially with a broken hand. And just Chargers offense, they're definitely an offense in NFL. They're not on the Eagles level of bad when they're bad, but Chargers offense, they're a decent group, and it was a bad turnover filled, just sloppy game tonight, and the Chargers came away with it.
Yeah, this game doesn't really prove anything for the Chargers for me. Like, it doesn't really show that they're any threat just because they beat the Eagles. Because this was a terrible game at the end of the day. This was two teams not playing the best football, and
No.
the fact I don't think that people should be quick to jump ship because they beat this on a downhill side Eagles team, like negative morale Eagles team almost.
That positivity rabbit did not do anything. I need that thing out the locker room when we get back. I need that joint out the locker room when we catch that
Positivity
replay.
rabbit gotta go.
The positivity rabbit gotta go. They put up a happy Easter rabbit in the middle of December. Like,
All right. Well, speaking of that, so with the Eagles losing, right now, if we look at the NFC playoff picture, you guys will be facing the 9-4 San Francisco 49ers if the playoffs started today. You guys would face the Niners, and the Rams still have their bye and things of that nature. But you guys would face the San Francisco Niners. Now,
mhm.
before we get on topic about the Eagles, my one question to ask is, how do you feel, Elijah, about you guys' playoff hopes going into? Is this a super? Are you still team? We're gonna run it back, or is it time to swap and really look at what's really going on?
As of right now, the main goal is securing a playoff spot and winning. Main goal is winning the division at this point because the Cowboys are breathing down our necks. They're what 7-5-1, 2 more wins, and they take lead of the division. And the way we've been playing, it does not look like we're gonna get those 2 wins that we need easily. So right now the main goal is just make the playoffs or make it as a wild card because right now this team it does not have this is not the same team from last year. It's just we do not have the way the team's playing right now. We do not have it to win the Super Bowl. Quite frankly, it's just make the playoffs and see what we can do from there because anything can happen in the playoffs, as we know.
100% agreed, agreed, agreed. So now let's jump
Hold up.
ship.
Wait,
Hold on. We can still talk about the whole NFL
I
playoff
had a
picture for y'all.
for sure.
What's up? What's up, Evan?
I had a game I wanted to share with y'all. Y'all invited me to
Hmm.
be a guest on y'all pod. I decided to bring a game for y'all. In the
Hmm.
spirit of my client Jalen Hurts, I brought the fun game to y'all. This or that slash stop me when I tell a lie.
Okay.
And we're just gonna do a little gauntlet. I'm gonna name a couple quarterbacks. Stop me when you would take this quarterback over Jalen Hurts or wouldn't. Actually, I'll give y'all a couple. I'm pretty sure there'll be a 50.
Okay. When I'll say would, and maybe Bryce can say wouldn't.
Okay.
I- I'll
Okay.
I'll do both. I'll go wood and wins. I'll say
Nah.
I'll go.
Uh, Jaden Daniels or Jalen Hurts?
Jalen. Jalen has been hurt all year. It's time for him to. They need to take him down. I'm taking Jalen this year over Jaden. Jaden's been hurt all year. I
I'll
can't give.
take
I'm not gonna give you a hurt quarterback over a
For sure.
healthy playing quarterback.
For
take
sure.
Jalen as well.
For sure. Baker Mayfield or Jalen Hurts? We're really think about this one.
Jalen Hurts.
I'll take.
I have Jalen Hurts too. I have Jalen Hurts too. I don't think I love Baker. Baker has my heart,
Take J.
but I don't.
I'll take Jalen Hurts there.
All right. I'm not gonna ask this one yet. He's on my list I made for you guys, but I'll keep going. Um, Trevor Lawrence or Jalen Hurts?
Jalen Hurts.
Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, you said it.
Oh,
It's crazy. I'm not that high on Jalen on my client, but I also am taking Jalen Hurts.
oh man.
CJ Stroud or Jalen Hurts?
Jalen
Jalen
Hurts.
Hurts.
We thought about Baker Mayfield and we said Trevor Lawrence, but CJ Stroud is just completely irrational, Bryce.
He likes Trevor Lawrence, so
I
I'm
was gonna say
hearing
Trevor Lawrence anyway. I like Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor
Elijah
Lawrence
doesn't.
just didn't do what he was supposed to do for me this season personally. So
I I really only said it to make Elijah mad. I was trying to raise him.
hey,
I'm not
that's
even.
okay.
it was great rage bait. I heard
Okay.
you. I was like, just got to tune it out. Can't
Caleb
pull it.
Williams or Jalen Hurts? Give me my guy, Caleb. Give me my guy, Caleb. I'm taking it. Caleb has a brighter upside. I really feel like in the future, if you're really going to get value for value, it's much better to have a QB you know is going to grow. Jalen Hurts is 27 and it's already looking like he's declining. That's me personally. I don't know about y'all. You don't see it, right?
No, I like Caleb. That's the problem. I love
Oh,
Caleb as a quarterback. So this, I don't know. I gotta take Jalen. I want to see Caleb like fully put it together before I can say Caleb.
okay.
I want to see him
Okay.
fully put it together.
Drake May or Jalen Hurts?
Drake May.
Okay. Drake May,
Who? Who'd you say? Hold on. I'm busy. Who'd you said who?
Drake May.
Drake May.
Who? Drake who?
Drake, May.
That
Drake
play
May.
that plays for what team? What team
Drake.
is the kid? Say the team out loud. Just say the team out loud. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Just say the team out loud. What team does he play for? Can somebody tell me?
All right. Yeah. Next,
New
Yeah, the
England
New England
Patriots.
Patriots.
New
Yep,
England
the New
Patriots,
England
bro.
Patriots.
we're all right. And then the last one that I just need everybody to say because I got y'all to say his Matthew Stafford or Jalen Hurts.
Matthew Stafford.
All right. All
Yeah.
right. Get him out of here. So how
Uh,
many is that? Jalen Hurts is like a top what QB in the league? 15?
comfortably, I'm saying top 12 quarterback in the league.
I'll say top 12 as well. But
You can
the top
that
10
ring.
nonsense that we were trying to give him in the beginning of the year that people were trying to push agendas for because he won a Super Bowl is dead. It's been dead. I said it was dead. It's over with.
Drake May, Matt Stafford, Sam Darnold,
Caleb.
Patrick Mahomes,
Ooh,
Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson,
yeah.
Joe Burrow,
Hmm.
He said Trevor Lawrence. He
No,
said Trevor
we're not
Lawrence.
saying Trevor
He
Lawrence.
said
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence.
We're not going to say Trevor
Justin. So
Lawrence.
let's throw Justin Herbert in there.
Mhm.
Jay Herbo earned it. Jay Herbo. Um,
Let's damn near throw Jared Goff in there. Let's throw Jordan Love in
Nah,
there. Let's throw
I'll throw
Jordan Love
Jordan.
in there.
I'll throw love in there. I'll throw love in
Jordan
there.
Love. Are we really? Are we really going?
Ah, damn near after what
Hey,
I just seen.
that's
So
10 quarterbacks.
hold on.
That's 10 quarterbacks.
Let's throw Shador Sanders in there.
We can talk about Shador real quick. Listen, I know you want to talk
Oh,
about Shador Sanders,
wait,
bro.
let's
But
really talk about it because
Bryce,
you
take
can be.
it away.
Shador, Shador.
You can talk about
We
Shador
really have
Sanders,
to.
bro.
Where do I begin? You're lucky I can't go get my jersey because it's not in here. Where do I begin with Shador Sanders? They were trying to paint this agenda. Shador's not the starting quarterback. Shador's not that good, so I went to the 5th round. Or whatever. Shakur is the best quarterback in that draft, and I've been trying to tell everyone. They said, "Oh, he went to the 5th round." Look at him now: 364 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 in the air, 1 on the ground. I know y'all seen the clip. I'm gonna put a clip in there. He was getting sacked. The cuz pulled his arm sleeve off. He threw him off and ran in for a touchdown. And what does Kevin Stefanski do? Let's just run. Let's run a wildcat throw.
Nah, we really do have
Wildcat,
to investigate him. He
Wildcats
actually needs
reverse.
to be investigated
Kevin
immediately.
Stefanski, your
There's
time
no other reason for
is
that to
done.
possibly happen. He has to be investigated immediately. He's clearly working with the mafia. They're putting in parlays. He's working with Vegas. He's working with the mob. With yeah, everybody you could possibly be working with to do any type of sports betting. That's who Kevin Stefanski works for.
Mhm. I hear it.
Kevin
But
Stefanski's a terrorist.
he is a terrorist.
Out kind of
But
member.
last thing about the NFL before we move on to first time, I think maybe the first time we're talking about on the pod, college football playoffs, and we do got some highly contested opinions about that. I personally will be popping it, but that will be soon to come. But as of right now, who do y'all think the favorites to come out of the AFC and the NFC respectively?
I don't know why. Do I switch my head again? I don't know why I just did that. I don't
It's
have never.
just
I
hold
don't
it
know
back
why.
up, bro.
I don't
Just
know
hold
why
yeah,
I
there you
didn't.
go.
I don't know why. Like
There you go.
Unfortunately, it is starting to become the Bears. I mean, not the Bears. It is starting to become the Patriots. Somehow it is starting.
Hmm.
Um, but in the NFC, I feel like it's biased to say what I really think, but I do think the Rams are going to make it out. I don't really see us losing a series of
Hmm.
games like. But sleeper pick, crazily, I could possibly see the Bears. That's why I said their name by accident. I don't know.
Let's see it.
That Ben Johnson team, it looks great. I love to hate on the Bears, and they're just not doing what I normally hate on. So I got high
I feel it.
expectations too.
personally, I think. Well, I'm gonna be biased. I'm gonna say my Patriots are gonna come out the AFC. If I was not a Patriots fan, I would probably still say New England, or I would say Denver. I would probably have those two be my highest. I think that'd be the AFC Championship. Those would be my highest. My bets coming out of the NFC. I definitely like the Bears. Honestly, I do. I like what Ben Johnson's doing with that young group. I think Caleb Williams is only going to get better and better by each game. I think the receiving core is getting better and better. The way that DeAndre Swift and their rookie running back was playing, I think if they can play like that throughout a playoff run, a lot of defense is going to be on their toes if they can run a ball like that. What as well as their passing game is with Luther Burden, Romeo Dawes, and DJ Moore. But I think the Rams logically are the best team to come out of the NFC. Matthew Stafford is on a different level right now with Puka Nacua. Devontae Adams has revived his career, basically got himself another year, and he's playing great. So defense is playing well as well. We'll
And we have a
see.
lot of things that these other teams don't have. We have actual playoff Super Bowl experience at our
That
quarterback
is
position.
true.
You see Bo Nix in these playoffs. Bo Nix has never been in this kind of atmosphere before. He's never had to play in a game this big before. Those games at Oregon are nothing compared to the atmosphere of a NFL playoff game. And especially as you get deeper and deeper into that season, I feel like there's no possible way for Bo Nix to make it out the AFC. I almost have him losing in the first round. And that's so outrageous to say, but I really believe it.
I'm gonna have to agree with you there because the Bo Nix and the Broncos offense have been okay at best all year. They haven't shown that they were a great group. They're just an
Totally.
okay group. And the real factor of that team is that defense. They have the best D line, the best edge rusher group out of Out of
Nick
everybody in the
Benito.
AFC, Nick Benito's been the absolute superstar for them, and it's a lot of people's first time hearing his name. He's been a dog ever since he's come out of Oklahoma. Just gotta let that be known.
I
But
agree.
Zach Lowry's been a dog. Like the defense has been truly all over the field, and if anything, that's going to be able to take them deep in the playoffs. And that's why we see the Texans at 8-5 after upsetting the Chiefs last night. That defense is a real unit. But for me, my picks out of the AFC, I personally have to pick the Patriots. Until somebody can show that they can beat them, and the questions will come up that they haven't played anybody, but I feel like if they hit the playoffs, anything can happen, and that's one thing I want to see. I want to see how they do in their playoff matchup to really have a good grade on them. Obviously, they have a couple of big games against the Ravens and the Bills these next couple of weeks, and the Ravens and the Bills, they're not the same Ravens and Bills as years past, at least this year. So, but the Patriots, they look like the strongest team. Nobody else has really shown out in the AFC ever since the Colts have fallen off, and the Chiefs are now out of playoff contention at 6-7. So, yeah, and then out of the NFC, we're gonna have to say the Rams look like the best team in football. They most balanced units in football and offensive defensive. The defensive unit, especially that D line, is great, and the offense when you have Matthew Stafford and Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams and all these weapons, it's gonna be hard to stop. So those are my
Yeah,
two out
I
of
know
the
we finna get Aaron Donald. I
ooh,
know he's finna
he might
unretire.
he might unretire for that next
I know
Super Bowl.
he want this Super Bowl.
Yeah, I feel it, bro. I feel it. But that's enough for NFL. We're going to talk about the college football playoffs. It was a big weekend, especially last weekend, because you know who the Tulane Green Wave are officially in the college football playoff. It was, listen, bro, it means a lot to me as one of the only Tulane supporters in my area. It means a lot to me as the only Tulane supporter in my friend group. It means a lot to me that they made the playoffs because I had some lofty expectations for them this year. I said they were going to make the playoffs before this year, and they ended up doing it. But as a look around, we're going to look at the seedings for it, and it was very controversial with Notre Dame being left out. And I want to ask Bryce first this. How do you feel about Notre Dame being left out of the playoffs, and how does them not being in the conference affect that?
You just said it. Join a join a conference.
Join the
You've been
conference.
sitting you've been sitting here with no conference for
Yo, this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. Wait, we're no, because I knew we were gonna start on this, and this is what I will not accept. Notre Dame deserves to be in the playoffs. I honestly don't believe. I won't even discredit your Tulane team. I believe that Notre Dame deserves to be in the playoffs more than Alabama, and I definitely believe they deserve to be in the playoff more than Miami. The only reason that we're not in the playoffs over Miami is because they have that single head-to-head win. That head-to-head win means nothing when it's the first week of college football. Do you understand how much a season can change from a first game all the way to the end of the season? They close the year out 10 wins straight. I don't understand how you get any better than that. They're playing amazing. They actually have a good schedule. Alabama has some of the worst losses out of everybody in the entire college football playoffs, but yet they're just in there just because they're in the SEC. I'm in the SEC. That's exactly how Alabama got into the playoffs, just by saying they're in the SEC. Miami, Carson Beck is fucking ass. That's the easiest. Wait, why do we want to see Carson Beck in the college football playoffs? The committee should have made that call and be like, we are not letting a Carson Beck led team into that playoffs. We are ruining Jeremiah Love's career right now by not allowing him to be in the college football playoffs, and I will not stand for it. This is really Notre Dame's championship. And then y'all remember when what school was that gave themselves,
UCF,
yeah,
UCF,
yeah, UCF type
2017. I
championship.
feel it.
Yeah.
okay,
Y'all the
before
champs.
all right, before we continue this, I just want to read off the bracket. I want to read off the team. Before we continue this, I just want to read off the teams. So JMU will be playing Oregon to end up playing Texas Tech. Bama and Oklahoma will battle against each other to play Indiana. Tulane will be playing Ole Miss in a rematch from the regular season to play Georgia. And Miami and Texas A&M will be playing each other to play Ohio State. Now, if Notre Dame would have been in, they would have played Texas A&M. To them, if they would have won, they would have had a chance to rematch Ohio State in a rematch of last year's college football championship. I want to just pause the Notre Dame talk just for a quick second. I just want to switch everything up. What do we feel about the seeding? What team besides Notre Dame? What teams do we think shouldn't be in? Do we think any team should be moved higher than what they were? And what do we think about these matchups?
I think the matchups are fine as they are. This is how I expected it to go especially with Notre Dame. I didn't have Notre Dame making out just because they had a head matchup. Because end of the day, there's nothing you can say. They had pretty similar. They were ranked similar in FPI, strength of schedule, and strength of record the entire season. Notre Dame and Miami, and Miami got the advantage of playing the head-to-head game against Notre Dame. So I'm not too mad about the decision there from the committee to exert Notre Dame from the playoffs. But one thing for Notre Dame, as I said earlier, they need to join a conference at this point, and the school's AD just came out and said that their relationship with the ACC was irreparable after what happened this year, after pushing the Miami Canes into the playoffs instead of them. But one thing Notre Dame needs to realize is that if they were in a conference, they would probably be playing right now in the college football playoffs. And that's the one thing they need to do for the future. They need to take this as a moment to realize, hey, we need to join a conference so we can be in the position to compete for the playoffs. And yeah, that's really it. But as far as matchups go, it's nothing wrong for me. I was surprised to see, not too surprised, but I was definitely shocked to see Duke left out after the ACC championship. But it is highest ranked conference champion at the end of the day. But yeah, I don't have any problems with the seeding.
Evan,
I honestly don't have any other problems with the seating other than the one thing that I'm mentioning, but I won't talk about that anymore. At the end of the day, I am hearing where Ross is coming from. They do have the head-to-head matchup, even though they have some more questionable losses after that. But I don't believe the conference thing should play that big of a role because at the end of the day, they're still playing competition. The conference thing would matter if they weren't in a conference and they were playing the teams that Tulane played. But
Ooh, don't do that. Ooh, don't do that.
yeah, if they were playing North Texas, I feel like, then maybe it would matter. But we are playing ranked teams as well, so.
We can talk about you playing the bottom five of the ACC all day, but yeah, man, just yeah, back to it. But Notre Dame's schedule, despite being it's independent school. You can only beat up on these smaller ACC schools that the ACC gave you. The ACC gave Notre Dame these smaller schools for a reason, because back in 2020, the ACC saved your football season from not being played at all. And how you repay them is how you repay them is you denounce the conference out in the public. Your AD comes out says the damage is irreversible. So end of the day, you can have these good matchups against a Texas A&M team. You lost by 1 point. You lost to Miami by three, but those wins against Syracuse, Boston College, the Army, or the Navy, I mean, who else did y'all play this year? Let's look at it real quick.
Um, Stanford.
Stanford, like Arkansas, Boise State, Pittsburgh, Purdue, and outside of the Texas A&M Florida game, Miami game, I mean, there's not much argument for a playoff case there, but I do see I do see the gripes with it. But yeah,
Um,
well, Evan, I actually have another question for you. Since you're our guest, I'm gonna ask you this first. You were pretty adamant on Alabama not being deserving to be in a playoff.
ooh, I
Why
would like
do
to
you
hear that explanation.
why do you think Alabama does not deserve to be in the college football playoff?
Alabama has the worst losses out of everyone. We're talking about Notre Dame and the fact that they lost to Miami and who else did they lose to? I short. Yeah,
Texas
Texas,
A&M.
Texas A&M. Two
Those
ranked
are those are good losses. Those
two
are
good
not taking
losses.
that away
That's what
from
I'm
you.
saying. And then we have to turn back and look at Alabama's schedule and look at who Alabama lost to. When you
Florida State and Georgia twice.
Florida,
Florida State, Oklahoma, and Georgia. The Florida State loss definitely outweighs the loss to the two. But here, go ahead.
that's what I'm saying. Losing to Florida State is way worse than losing to both Miami and Texas A&M. And I feel like everyone should agree with that. Those are two hard fought losses by less than a touchdown. Where
4 points combined.
that's what I'm saying. Where Alabama is just Florida State. Well, then you lose 3 games, that's more losses than Notre Dame. And then you get in a you championship game, you get in there and you embarrass yourself. Ryan Williams, the ball going straight to his hands. That was acceptable when we were freshmen and we were 17, but come on now, bro.
We give that grace to young players.
Yeah, bro.
We give that we give that grace to young players. I bet you better start doing your job. You feel me? But
Yeah.
the one thing I have to say to you is, are we going to punish Alabama for making their conference championship game and getting the extra loss for that, or do we punish Bama for making their conference championship game at the end of the day?
That's real, but
I do understand the product put out there on the field by Bama that on the day was bad, but back to earlier in the season, they beat Georgia in Athens. So I believe that along with them making their conference championship game, it propelled them into the playoffs. And I truly can't be mad at it. But what I can be a little bit mad at is the exclusion of BYU because they were essentially in the same position as Bama. Only thing they did is that they didn't win their matchup against their conference championship team they played against, and they thoroughly dominated in that championship game. But I would like to see BYU in these playoffs.
BYU was a dog school this year. That's an interesting name. I didn't think of that when I seen it. But who would you replace with BYU?
I'll replace Miami because Miami, at the end of the day, you can't go 6-2, miss your conference game, and have what their 2 losses were bad losses too, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad we're on the same page. If that's the excuse, we're on the same page. Then why is Notre Dame not there?
The head-to-head matchup at the end of the day,
Hey, so that's
when it boils down, when you'll have the same record and same strength of schedule with FPI and dang their same strength of record, it just has to come down to the head-to-head matchup, and Miami just happened to win that week
that's
one
fact.
game. So
I can't argue with anyone saying that the head-to-head matchup, other than the fact that it was week one.
mm,
That's the only thing I had to say to that part of the song.
yeah, they lost to a not good Louisville team, and they lost to SMU. So, but
Okay.
I can't justify not making your conference championship game. But
At all.
I think that speaks more for what the ACC is nowadays, and that is just not a good football conference. I mean, it's been a while since we've had some top teams out of the ACC, but 2027 Tulane gonna save the conference. I hope y'all know that. But yeah,
All right.
man. But do we have any? Do we have
All right.
listen? Do we have any predictions for these first rounds? I will save my team for last, but I want to like y'all to go first.
I can go through them right now and give my
Mm-hmm.
predictions. So we have JMU versus Oregon. Um, okay, so we have Alabama versus Oklahoma.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's really all we have to talk about there.
um, I think Oklahoma is going to take that game again.
Mm.
I agree.
We have Tulane and Ole Miss. I
Hold up,
think
hold
Ole
up. No, no,
Miss.
no, hold up. You
Wait,
got it.
you said that one last. We said that one last. Let's
Save
talk
that one
about
for
Texas
last. We'll
A&M and
save that for
Miami.
last. We'll save that for last.
I think that Texas A&M is going to
I agree.
listen to
I
my
do agree.
words. I think they're going to embarrass Miami on national television. They will get embarrassed, and they will regret ever trying to get into the college football playoff. Now,
Marcel Reed gonna
because
go. Marcel Reed, big game.
you know how I feel about Marcel Reed, I love Marcel Reed. I love his game. I think he's going to really put on the show. Now, back to the JMU Oregon game. I think JMU is going to lose by 25 plus points.
I got a cool round at 37 point loss. I don't even
I
know how
think
it's
it's I
possible.
think it'll be 25 plus. I don't know,
I
but
don't know how you score 37 points in football.
Hey, listen, bro. JMU. I just hope y'all put up a good fight. I just want a
I
good
hope
game.
I hope
Just
it'll
want a
be a
good
good game.
game. Just want a good game.
I hope it'll be a good game. I don't think it is, but I will hope. And then as for the Tulane Ole Miss game, you know, everybody knows how I feel about Tulane. I really just don't think they're that good. I mean, they're in the playoffs, hip hip parade, just to get knocked out in the first round. I think Ole Miss is going to obliterate Tulane. They're going to also embarrass them on a silver platter and show them what real football is, and show them that there's levels to this. And I think, yeah, and that's really what is going to happen. Oh, and on top of that, Lane Kiffin is gone. They're playing with something different. They're going into that game with something else. They
Yeah,
coach,
something else I lost. I don't think they're gonna win.
You really don't think?
I don't think they're gonna win. And in the NFL, a coach means a lot. In high school, a coach means a lot. So I don't know why we assume in college football that them losing their star-studded.
Their head
Most
football
recruits are
coach.
coming there for Lane Kiffin, and he's just not there, and we think everyone's gonna play to the best of their abilities. I don't
I
see.
think they're gonna. I personally think they're gonna play with a chip on his shoulder. I could be wrong. I think they're gonna come in there hot, and I think they're gonna really go in there. I think I don't, either way, even if it's a close game, I don't think Tulane's gonna win. I've been adamant about this since these rankings dropped. I believe yesterday. Been preaching it all day today too. I don't think they're gonna win. I honestly, and to Evan's point, I would rather see Texas A&M play Notre Dame than Miami.
As
Half of the
for
battle is half of Ole Miss wants to go to LSU already. We need to keep that in mind too. I don't oh they're all in their head saying, well, yeah, who really cares what happens this year? We got LSU next year. And they're not really thinking about the outcome of this season. They know a national championship is not coming. They don't care if they're losing in the first round or the second round.
yeah, but
They're
you got it. But for a fully biased review of my Tulane football program against the Ole Miss Rebels, as Evan said, losing a head coach, especially one of Lane Kiffin's caliber, and after leading Ole Miss to their best season ever, I think that takes a big blow to that locker room. And when I look at this Tulane team, it's going to be extremely biased. So they're like, I don't really care, but this is full biases. This is a hungry Tulane team. This is not the same Tulane team that played Ole Miss in week 3 or 4. They got absolutely blown out by 35. We have to remember it was hot. It was hot. It was 96 degrees. It was humid. Their Ole Miss looked like a well-oiled machine running the hurry up offense the entire day. Our players look gas. But now that we're deeper into the season, I see this Tulane team has a hunger to them. This defense, they fly around the field. They just held the number one scoring offense in the country to only 21 points. And listen, when it comes down to it, I think our players are hungrier. I think we will go out there. I think we will shock the world. Back in 2023, when we played the Heisman winner, Caleb Williams, in the Cotton Bowl, everybody was like, oh, the Heisman winner against some random school from New Orleans, Louisiana. Like, I promise you, people could not point to Tulane on the map. Hey, listen, I couldn't for a minute, but there was a lot of people that couldn't point to Tulane on the map against USC. And guess what? They came out and they shocked the world. I'm expecting the same from this team next Saturday. 32-13. I called it here. Ole Miss will be shut down.
I would like to make it more clear that I am not saying Tulane's going to win as a supporter of Tulane. I'm saying it as a hater of Ole Miss. I just like to get that message across. It's 100% nothing to do with Tulane.
Not but
Oh, can we get predictions for these other three games?
other 3 games. For Texas A&M, Miami. Texas A&M is going to walk out that game very easily. This Miami team, they've been rocky all season. I mean, they've had the good wins against the Notre Dames, but there's nothing that on their team that screams to me that they're going.
Week
It
one.
screams to me that they're going to make noise. And Texas A&M, they've been one of the best teams in the country. They have their great wins. They have their wins against Notre Dame. They have their wins against. Did they play Bama this year? Am I tweaking?
I believe they did.
No,
I
they did not.
oh they didn't. Nah,
No, they didn't. They didn't. They didn't.
I'm with the brain rot right with you.
W Brayer out. But I believe Texas A&M walks out of that game. As for Oregon JMU, hey, listen, JMU, I'm glad you made it. It's big for the group of five. Listen, group of five constantly gets disrespected on the college football level, and I just want to see us get some respect. And JMU, I'm glad y'all made it, but you're facing an Oregon team that looks like one of the best offenses in the country. But I will say they did lose their offensive coordinator. They lost their defensive coordinator. Losing coaches, that means a lot because most of the time, losing your offensive coordinator and defense, these are the guys that recruited the
Yeah.
players on each side of the field.
Right.
So you got to think our Oregon player is going to be disheveled by this. So and for what was the other matchup? Oh, Oklahoma and Bama. I do believe Bama comes out of it. It's going to be. I think it's going to be the lowest scoring game of the playoffs. But I think Bama will slightly have the edge. I like Ty Simpson more than I like John Mateer in the moment. I like Bama's team more than I like Oklahoma's. But Oklahoma showed that they can beat Bama. But that game was a close game. So I think I take Bama. Just quite frankly off the aura of them. Just Bama is a playoff team when they hit the play. Listen, when they hit
Yeah,
the
they're a
playoffs, it's
playoff
what
team
they do.
because of the aura. The
The
aura.
the the,
What's that?
the aura.
What is that? Yeah, what is
Hey,
that? There, the aura.
the aura. Hey,
That's what I'm
listen,
saying.
listen.
They could not have Alabama in the playoffs.
It could not have Alabama. Listen, bro. This Alabama in the playoffs, anything can happen. This is still Alabama. So I think I have Alabama squeezing by in that game. And then what was the last matchup? It was remind me.
JMU, Oregon, Alabama,
Hmm.
Oklahoma, Tulane, Ole Miss, and Miami, Texas. I believe you covered it all.
We covered it all. But yeah, so those are my predictions. As for the national championship winner, gonna be Tulane Green Wave.
Okay, Evan. Before I get
Like a serious prediction, not on that
Serious
troll.
prediction, we are going to go with the Indiana Hoosiers. Indiana Hoosiers led by Fernando Mendoza. That defense, their defense nationally, they've been good all year, but what they showed in the Big Ten championship game against Ohio State, that defense can take them places. Forget the offense. That defense looked legit in that Big Ten championship game. But listen, they're probably the most well-oiled machine in college football right now. If you have to run into in Indiana, it's going to be bad.
Yeah. Oh. We know I got Ohio State.
Okay.
We know I got Ohio State. Those are my
JJ's
boys. I personally, even though they did end up losing in the Big Ten championship, I do think that if Ohio State played them again, I do think they would end up with the win. Circumstances, full season played out, a lot of things, a lot of things. Um, Indiana has a Heisman. What's the correct word I'm trying to look for?
Fernando Mendoza,
And
Heisman candidate.
yeah, candidate. Not worried about him at all, honestly. Truthfully, I feel like Indiana might not even make it to play Ohio State. Indiana might have to lose against Alabama. Oh, I mean, Indiana might lose against Oklahoma, but I personally don't see them making it past my Ohio State Buckeyes. The Ohio State Buckeyes.
and for me, I'm gonna throw a curveball out there. I believe that the 2026 college football playoff national champion will be the Texas Tech Red Raiders.
Ooh, forgot
I
about
am a
Texas Tech.
I am a huge fan of Raheem Morton. I think he's a great quarterback. I think he's been playing great football right now. That team is rolling, and I feel like they've got the chance right now. I feel like that defense is playing great. Their offense is rolling, and they've got high hopes. And I think this is the highest seed Tech has been in a very, very,
Ever.
very long ever. I think this is their year. I think they could really go out there and shock the world. You know, I'm
I know a
betting on
lot
the
of
Tech. I'm betting on the Raiders, man. I mean, that's why I'm betting on the Raiders. They go all the way and get the job done. I seen what just happened to Ohio State when a real defense is in front of them, and Ohio State got their big names: the Jeremiah Smith, the Cardinal Tate, the Bo Jackson, James People, the Julian Sand. You see the big names. But when you go into a game saying, I don't care who you are, at the end of the day, you in the same, we were all in college, we doing the same thing, fight for the same thing. You go out there, no fear, go out there to compete, play hard. You can't out coach another team playing hard. Playing hard is pure willpower. You can't out coach that. So if you come out there and play hard, it's football. Anything can happen during football. Football is the most non-consistent sport. The best of the best lose almost all the time. It's very likely to happen. And I think that what we see from Indiana, I feel like Texas Tech is a great defense and can replicate and get stops against all these teams through the playoff and put up the points on the board needed to get. So I think Ohio State, if they'll probably have to run into Indiana again. If they do, I think Ohio State will beat Indiana again. But if Texas Tech ends up playing Ohio State, I think they beat them. And if they don't, I think they wipe the floor with everybody else.
also shout out to Jacob Rodriguez. He got robbed of a Heisman Heisman final place on the top four. He was really one of the best defensive players in the nation. If there was going to be any defensive player to do it in the modern times, other than
Linebacker of the year, by the way.
linebacker of the year, very seeing the plays he made on defense, leading that Texas Tech group. Texas Tech, I can see them as a nice sleeper pick for the college football playoffs. So
Um, and I believe that's really all we came here to cover. This was a
That is
very
it.
this was a very quick episode. Everything was just like this. As soon as the Eagles game started, we was like, we're gonna jump on this pod quick. As soon as the Eagles game ended, we got ready, jumped on a pod quick. We thank you guys for watching today. We thank our guest Evan for joining us. We hope to have you on a future episode. We
Appreciate it, bro.
appreciate you.
Have
You
fun.
do best, bro. You do best.
We appreciate it. We would like you guys to like and comment on the video, subscribe as well, share it to your family, to your friends. If you're in a barbershop, play it to your old heads in a barbershop. You know what I'm saying? We love it all. Follow us on
Christmas
Instagram.
coming on. Listen, Christmas coming up. Next time you at your auntie crib, show it to your auntie. Auntie gonna, hey, listen, your auntie gonna like it, bro.
Listen,
crazy.
Listen, follow us on Instagram at the Playbook Pod. Follow us on TikTok at the Playbook Pod as well, and on Twitter.
Film breakdowns coming down soon.
Film breakdowns will be on TikTok.
On TikTok, we will be breaking down film very shortly for y'all.
Football film, basketball film, even any type. We're breaking it down. We're gonna break the game.
Film format. We're gonna do it.
We're gonna break
start
the
doing
game.
Movie reviews, y'all.
Listen, movie reviews. listen, Mark. So listen, we movie heads. Listen, we're gonna do it all. We're not just gonna cover sports. We're gonna talk about it all, everything. But we thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, leave a like, comment. The feedback is very necessary and it's needed. We look at all the comments for things we can do better. If you guys got anything you want us to talk about, listen.
Send it out. We'll take recommendations, y'all.
For anything, we're trying to find a consistent schedule. It's kind of hard with football going on, basketball. We're trying to find a consistent schedule. I promise we're gonna get a consistent schedule to work. But in the meantime, just bear with us. But we thank you, and we hope you guys have a great day.
Y'all be great, man. Just like my man J Love down there. I love y'all. Yes.